hate being the bad guy. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. For I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. So swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Good morning. Today and every day, we have swung wide the doors to the presence of God, knowing that Spirit is in this place and in all places and all people. Just as the sun awakens us to a new day, the Spirit of God within awakens us to divine glory. And this glory within and around us is everywhere we look and in every situation we encounter. With our hearts centered in Spirit, we can quiet our thoughts and meditate on the wonder of all of God's creation and our oneness with it. So take a deep breath, become comfortable, and gently release any cares of the day, because your sole purpose in this moment is to experience the divine. And you begin to do so now as you relax into this sacred time and space at Unity Spiritual Center. Seeing through eyes of oneness, acknowledging our oneness, we at Unity Spiritual Center celebrate and honor people of every culture, of every creed, of every religion, of every race, of every age, and every lifestyle, knowing that there are many paths to God, many faces of God, many names for God, but only one God. And that God is expressing through all people in unique, special, and individual ways. As you look at the flame of the candle that we light every Sunday, remember that you too have a flame within, a divine flame, that you are an individualized expression of God. We honor the one presence and power of God with Unity's foundation statement, which you'll find on the screen behind me, and I invite you in joining me in saying it aloud together. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life, God the good, omnipotent. We give thanks for our spiritual community and for the beauty of our spiritual center. We give thanks that Unity Spiritual Center is a warm, welcoming, and inclusive community dedicated to studying and putting into practice empowering principles and tools for happiness, health, prosperity, and successful living. We give thanks that with our spiritual teachings, we can create extraordinary lives and a peaceful planet through our relationship with the loving God presence within each of us and through our relationships with one another. Our vision and the opportunity for each one of us here is that you discover the power within you to create the life of your dreams, that you have peace of mind and deep happiness, that you enjoy joyous and loving relationships with yourself, with spirit, and with others, that you spend your days doing what you love and feel called to do, and most of all, that you know that your life matters, that you make a difference, and that the world is a better place because you're here. Doesn't look like we have anybody visiting us for the first time, but again, I'll just invite you that if you'd ever like to have a discussion about Unity in general or Unity Spiritual Center in particular, I always welcome those conversations, so please do always feel free to contact me using the email address that's printed in the back of our newsletters. So as we move into the meditative portion of our service, if you haven't done so already, please do turn off your cell phones and any other electronic devices. And I'm going to hand it over to our music director, Michael Hatfield.
We're going to get happy. We're going to get happy. This is called Spirit Expressing, and it is old school, as I should say. So I'll sing it through once just so you can get a feel for it. You have Ken goes, I know where this is going. Come on up here. So I feel like we are a mighty number today. Standing up would look funny, but everybody can stay seated. But I expect a little rousing feeling of air and oxygen because it sounds like this. I am spirit expressing and I'm glad to be here. I am spirit expressing every day of the year. I am spirit expressing, I'm a living work of art made of love and light and music from the heart. Has everyone got it? Can we do the first verse again? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I am spirit expressing and I'm glad to be here. I am spirit expressing every day of the year. I am spirit expressing a living work of art made of love and light and music from the heart. Okay, that felt pretty good. Okay, this is verse number 2. And we'll be glad, and I'm glad. Here we go. I am spirit expressing, and I'm glad you are here. You are spirit expressing every day of the year. You are spirit expressing. You're a living work of art made of love and light and music from the heart. We're getting good. Third verse. We are spirit expressing and we're glad to be here. We are spirit expressing every day of the year. We are spirit expressing. We're a living work of art made of love and light and music from the heart. Sing that last line. Made of love and light and music from the heart. One more time. Made of love and light and music from the heart. See, we got some oxygen flowing. There we go. All right. Thank you, Ken.
Oh, what a wonderful quote you have up there, Marcy. Love that. The power of imagination makes us infinite. So let us remember that. Let us remember how infinite we are. As we continue to get comfortable in our seats and relax even more deeply into this time of worship, prayer, and meditation. Opening our hearts to receive the message of today's daily word, which will be read by Brian Lance.
everybody. Okay, the daily word today is forgive. I release any resentments, fears, or judgments I may hold. As long as my infinite spirit continues in this human experience, resentments, fears, and negative judgments will be part of the journey. By dissolving these negative reactions to the world and replacing them with the healing power of infinite love, I discover my spiritual purpose. The key to that purpose is forgiveness, allowing myself to see from the perspective of spirit, free from the illusions of this mortal world. From that perspective, I see only love expanding every day in greater expression. Today I joyfully release any resentments, fears, or negative judgments I may hold concerning others, and particularly myself. Now from Mark 11:25. Whenever you stand praying, forgive if you have anything against anyone, so that your Father in heaven may also forgive you your trespasses.
Thank you, Brian. Unity Spiritual Center is a center of prayer and healing. And as you all know, we have a prayer box that's placed on the table in the back of the sanctuary. And join with me right now in just imagining all the people who are represented in that prayer chest and knowing for them that divine love is enfolding each one and that divine order is taking place for all concerned. We do pray on those for 30 days, and then we're forwarding them to Silent Unity at Unity's World Headquarters, where they're prayed on an additional 30 days. And the prayer request forms are green and always placed in the back for you to fill out. But as you know, we have a beautiful space in our worship service to make our prayers audible. So this is your time to speak aloud your prayer needs so that we can support you and stand with you. So join me in singing the introduction to this song, and then you're invited to speak your prayer request aloud, and we will answer by responding, "Your prayer is my prayer too."
We are connected by the heart. Where do you end? Where do I start? Whatever you feel, I feel too. You're a part of me, I'm a part of you. Your prayer is my prayer too. 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 Your prayer is my prayer too.
We give thanks for this opportunity to bless and to be blessed in spirit. We give thanks for the feelings of connection, of peace and warmth that fill our hearts and minds right now. Knowing that some of our beloved friends are perhaps at the Pride Parade today, I want to say a special prayer for them. Gracious Father, Mother God, wildly inclusive Spirit, you love all that you have created, and you celebrate the diversity of your creation. Throughout history with your people, you have reminded us that those whom the world sees as the least are the greatest in your eyes. Today, during our Gay Pride weekend, we celebrate with our gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender sisters and brothers for living authentically in the world and contributing so much to this world. May we continue to honor and celebrate their gifts. May we continue to work together to create a world in which gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender children, teenagers, and adults are loved, accepted, and celebrated. And so it is. Thank you, God. Amen.
Come with me and you'll be In a world of pure imagination, take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you wanna see paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Wanna change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. And you will find peace of mind. There's a world of endless fascination. No more fun place to be than in your imagination. You can dream any dream. You can savor every situation. Life in there's a sensational sensation. If you wanna see magic lands, close your eyes and you will see one. Wanna be a dreamer, be one. Anytime you please, and please save me one. There is no place to go to compare with your imagination. So go there to be free if you truly wish to be.
Isn't it? We're going to miss him next week, but we've got Patrick Meyer in his place, and then we've got him for a while, right? So good morning, everyone. Nice to have you here. We are an intimate crowd today because I think a lot of people are out celebrating Pride and other things, and I realize that it always is a matter of different things that you could choose. And so the fact that you chose to be here this morning means a lot to all of us as a community, and I think you're going to be rewarded, because what we're going to do today is just give you the opportunity to have an experience, a longer experience of being in the silence, of using your power of imagination to begin to create a life that is more focused, intentional, and as you'll see, fun and enjoyable. So what we're doing today is we are launching our summertime series of meditation Sundays. On the fourth Sunday of the 3 summer months, June, July, and August, I'm going to present to you a meditation technique of one sort or another. And the idea behind this is so that you can use and learn new tools, that you have a new tool to put in your spiritual toolbox. And if you like what we've done, you know, if at the end of the summer you'll have 3, and if you like that and want to keep going, then we can certainly do that. So we're going to be looking at a very particular kind of meditation today that dovetails really nicely with our theme for the month, which has been the power of imagination. So you hear a lot about meditating. It's something that pretty much always goes hand in hand with spiritual seeking. People say you need to meditate. So why do we need to meditate? There are many reasons, and some of those reasons could be as individual as each one of us, but our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, had something to say specifically about it that I think you'll find arresting. He said, if I am spirit, and this God they talk so much about is spirit, we can somehow communicate, or the whole thing is a fraud. That's what Charles Fillmore said. Isn't that an interesting quote? He was basically saying, sure. He said, if I am spirit, and this God they talk so much about is spirit, we can somehow communicate, or this whole thing is a fraud. Yeah, it's a very powerful statement, isn't it? And definitely worth repeating. And basically what he's saying is, okay, well, talk isn't enough. You know, it's not enough to study. It's not enough to talk about this stuff. We want to experience it. We want to experience it, or else it's just an intellectual exercise, right? It's not really, Cheryl's like, yeah. It doesn't have practicality. It doesn't have relevance to our lives unless we can really use these principles and experience the divine for ourselves. So that is a spiritual, and perhaps the most important spiritual reason for why meditation is always mentioned and why it's something that we want to include in our repertoire. But there are also physical reasons for that, and the nurses and healers in our midst are going to be able to also speak to those. Because, as we all know, we have a very restless mind. We have what's referred to as monkey mind chatter that is always talking about something sort of irrelevant. You know, it's always assessing, you know, who did what, who said what do I have in my refrigerator to fix for dinner? Did I forget to, you know, turn the lights off? How am I going to pay my bills? I mean, there's no end to the kinds of chatter that can stream through our minds at any given moment. So one reason that we want to use meditation and develop our skills at meditation is so that we can calm that incessant chatter down, so that we can have, you know, a free mind, a mind that is not cluttered with those kinds of things, that can really be open to experiencing the God of our understanding. And what nurses and healers will also tell you is that benefits of meditation include stronger focus and concentration, reduced anxiety and stress, clearer thinking, less turmoil. Physiologically, it can lower your blood pressure and your cholesterol. It can support you in dealing with addictions and other self-defeating behaviors. It can give you greater creativity and enhanced performance, greater self-understanding and self-acceptance, more joy, love, spontaneity, greater intimacy with your friends and family members. This is sounding pretty good so far. Yeah, like something that we might want to learn how to do even better. It can also give us a deeper sense of meaning and purpose. But then remember the one that we started with. We can align with the very power, presence, and intelligence of the universe. Isn't that right there a pretty compelling reason to want to learn how to meditate? So that's what we're doing here. That's the purpose behind these meditation Sundays, is so that you'll learn different ways of doing that. And I want to say that not every form of meditation is going to be everyone's cup of tea. So just know that going into this. You know, you may experience it today that, you know, we're about to do isn't as exciting to you. Well, then come back the next fourth Sunday in July, because then we'll be doing another meditation technique. So all this is giving you an opportunity to try different things, so you can learn what you do resonate with and what really seems to be a powerful way of going within yourself. And that would be fine, Valerie, if you want to go ahead and turn down the lights. So because we've been studying imagination this month, I thought it would be interesting to start the series off with the technique of creative visualization. Now, whether you realize it or not, you are already familiar with that, because it's a form of meditation that we do pretty much every Sunday. But it was made famous maybe 40 years ago, Is it that long? I guess it is. With the publication of a book called Creative Visualization by Shakti Gawain. How many people have read that book? Yeah, so about half of you have read it, and perhaps others of you have heard it. And she really brought to the mainstream tools and techniques that we in Unity have known for many, many, many years. It wasn't new material that she was bringing forward, but she did it in such a way, she packaged it in a way that took it sort of outside the boundaries of spiritual and said this is an accessible tool that anybody can use. So what she was saying about creative visualization is that there are basically 4 steps that you use if you want to be intentional about it, keeping in mind that it's probably something that you're doing all the time anyway. Because what creative visualization is imagining. You're imagining something that you want, or a scenario that you're anticipating, or an outcome that you desire. We all are using our imagination in that way anyway. So what's powerful about learning creative visualization is then you can make it even more intentional, because this is a powerful tool, and many of us have stories of having used it to manifest things in our lives that we're tremendously grateful for. So according to Gawain, there are 4 steps in creative visualizations. She sort of made a formula for it. She said the first one is setting your goal. So whether that's desiring to buy a new house, or wanting to lower your blood pressure, or wanting to find a mate, or wanting to give a great presentation, Monday morning, creative visualization can be used for a myriad of different desires. So the first thing you want to do, though, to make it effective is to be really clear about what it is that you're hoping to create or manifest in your life. The second thing that you want to do, she says, is that you want to have a very clear idea or picture of what it is that you're wanting. So as we talked about earlier in the month, you want to use your imagination to work for you. You don't want to be envisioning pictures of, forgetting your place, or dropping your notes, or sweating, or, noticing that nobody's smiling when you're talking, when you're preparing for your presentation on Monday morning. You want to have a very clear picture of what it is you want to experience. So you imagine people that you're looking at, out at, smiling. Just wanted to see if that would work. You want to envision them open, receptive, nodding their heads, agreeing with what you're saying, or interested, writing notes. You're wanting to imagine people coming up afterwards and saying, what a great presentation, I learned so much. You want to make the detail of whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest in your life very clear, very definite. So that's a super important piece to this idea of creative visualization. And then you want to focus on it often. You want to bring it to mind not just once, but continually. Just when you have a resting moment, just kind of close your eyes perhaps, or maybe you don't need to close your eyes, but bring to mind what it is that you're wanting. Say it's a health concern, then you just imagine, getting the little email from Kaiser saying, oh, here's the results of your latest lab test, or whatever it is. The doctor giving you a call and saying, hey, great news, want to tell you that it's going down. So be very specific. Imagine specific people or words being spoken, and come back to that. Revisit it often. And then finally, the last step is that you want to affirm that positively. You want to actually use our tool called affirmations. And again, Shakti Gawain was the one who sort of brought them up to the mainstream. But you want to give it positive energy by affirming what it is that you want. So if it's the health concern, I am delighting in my vibrant health and my low blood pressure, or I am feeling so fulfilled by having given a presentation that has reached people and made a difference in their life. Whatever it is, or if it's a mate, if you're wanting a special mate, you know, I am so joyous over having found someone to share my life with who loves, appreciates, and treats me well. Whatever it is, you affirm it. You use our tool of affirmations to give it positive energy and to really, again, sort of make it tangible to you yourself. So those are the loose 4 steps of creative visualization. And as I said, you know, what's exciting about it is that Unity has been teaching it for a very long time. And this is going to come very, very naturally to most of you. But I wanted to do it again because as I said earlier, we've been looking at imagination, and what better meditative technique is there for imagination than creative visualization, using our imagination to visualize what it is we want to create in our lives. So now that we have this beautiful darkened sanctuary, let us begin our process by remembering who we are. We'll sing Holy, Holy, Holy 3 times, starting with We are holy, moving to You are holy, and then I am holy.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy.
So now that you begin to relax in this beautiful outer sanctuary, begin now to go to your inner sanctuary. That place that feels so safe and peaceful. A place that you love to go to, where you know you will begin to experience the presence of the divine. And working with this meditative technique of creative visualization, we're going to focus on something fun, something that will make us feel happy and that is powerful, because it's a quality that will help us to use our God-given power of imagination. It's a quality that can go hand in hand with big vision, big imagination, but it's a quality that too often we brush aside. We don't give credence to its importance in our lives. And that is the quality of playfulness. We are going to focus on being more playful, knowing that it can help us to express our imagination. Playfulness is a trait that we all have inside, but we haven't always realized its power. Too often in our lives, we've tried to be more serious and more practical. But this ability to be playful is important because it allows you to experience fun and joy. It helps you to respond to challenges with lightheartedness and humor. And while it is important to have a balance between being serious and being playful will bring more to your lives than you can even imagine. Well, actually, I take that back. That you can imagine, and we're about to do just that. So think about a time. Think about a time when you were playful. Were you playful as a child? Were you playful as an adolescent? Maybe you're still playful as an adult. Maybe you can't recall a time when you were playful. That's okay, because there's still a playful inner child that you can nurture. So as we begin this creative visualizing, create a mental picture of yourself when you were playful. Or think about positive memories of yourself when you were a child. Just imagine your playful or childhood self creating all the details that you can in your mind. What did you look like? How did you behave? Maybe what were you wearing? Were you wearing something that was playful? And what was it like? What was it like to be playful? Just see yourself as this playful child, imagining all the details. And now use your imagination to create a picture of ideal playfulness. Create an imaginary child who is very playful and very joyful. And you can picture this inner playful child, however you want to see him or her in your mind. This playful child is happy and joyful, an ideal image of playfulness that would exist everywhere if there was nothing that could get in the way of being playful. And that playful child that you're imagining, it is inside you. It's always been inside you, and it still exists inside you right now. You can get in touch with that child and allow the child to express himself or herself. So let's try this out. Think about the things that you have planned for tomorrow. Maybe it will be at home, at work, or somewhere else. Just think about the places you will be and all the plans you have for tomorrow. Now imagine that instead of being serious or task-oriented all day tomorrow, you allowed your playful inner child to come out. Imagine yourself 24 hours from now becoming more playful. What would that look like? Starting at the beginning of your day. Just imagine yourself going about the routines and activities of your day with playfulness. Picture the way you would behave, the things you would do, how you would feel. Imagine what it would be like to be playful tomorrow. And now imagine the middle of your day. Again, you're going through the activities of your day in a playful way. Just think about what you might be doing and see yourself going through those activities with your playful self. How would you handle challenges? Or if something came up that felt stressful, how would your playful self handle that? What would you do differently from what you usually do? And how would you feel? And now think about the later part of your day. And see yourself going about your day and having gone through your day in a more playful way. What is it like to conclude your day having been in touch with that playful child? And most importantly, right now, just touch in with yourself. How are you feeling? How are you feeling inside when you picture being playful? So let's focus now on the step regarding affirmations. And as I read these affirmations, if you'd like to, just repeat them in your mind silently. But imagine that each phrase is true for you in this moment. I am a playful person. It's okay to be playful. I can be serious at times and playful at times. I behave in a playful way. And I am playful when confronted or when dealing with stress. So having silently repeated these affirmations, return again to your visualization of your playful inner self. Imagine the things that you have held yourself back from that your playful self would do. The things you will do when you allow yourself to be more playful. And now imagine your present self. Imagine you, as you are right now, being fully in touch with your inner playful self. Perhaps bring gently to mind a situation that has felt difficult or stressful. Is there a way that you could hold that with some playfulness? Is there a way in which being playful could help either you or another person in that same situation? Just imagine how that scenario could go if responded with in a playful way. So as we move toward the end of this guided meditation, just spend a moment or two relaxing, just experiencing the lightness in your body that hopefully you feel after exploring this idea of playfulness, exploring this idea of yourself as a playful person. And knowing that you can bring that beautiful, playful inner child back to your life and experience at any time. Knowing that you can go back to your inner sanctuary at any time. Begin now to return to this outer sanctuary. Perhaps taking a couple slow, deep breaths. Moving your fingers or your feet. And when you're ready, coming back to waking consciousness and opening your eyes. Taking your imaginative, playful inner self with you. So in that meditation, we followed the 4 steps of creative visualization. We set the goal of becoming more playful and thus more imaginative. You created a clear idea or picture of what that could look like in your life. We were focusing on it, and I invite you to continue focusing on it throughout the day and throughout the week. And we gave it positive energy by silently repeating affirmations. How did that feel to you? I saw a lot of smiles. It seemed like there was a lightness that occurred. And you can re-access that at any time. So may we be in touch with the joy and the freedom that our imagination can bring, and most importantly, with the power that our imagination gives us to truly create our experiences the way we want to go through them, the way we want to experience life. May we know that we have all the power, all the imagination, all the joy, all the playfulness that we need to navigate through this life with grace. And so it is. Thank you, God. Well, back at you, right? You did all the work. You envisioned that beautiful, playful child that is within you. And doesn't it feel helpful in today's world just to get in touch with that self? We really need it. We have a lot of things competing for our attention, and it's nice to reacquaint ourselves with that feeling of playfulness. So, as perhaps you've just experienced, Unity offers positive, practical, and progressive spiritual teachings and tools that honor the universal truth in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. And here at Unity Spiritual Center, we have an inspiring vision, an exciting mission, and compelling values by which we strive to live. And I invite you in saying our vision, mission, and value statement together. Our vision is centered in God. We co-create a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is we are a creative, joy-filled spiritual community dedicated to healing, inspiring, and transforming the lives of all people through prayer, education, and love. And our values are, we are spirit-led, generous with resources, inclusive, joyously created, and guided by integrity. And in this space, feeling inspired by our vision, mission, and values, feeling enriched by what we've experienced here today, let us take time now to be a channel for enrichment through our generous tithes and love offerings. Practicing the principle of tithing ourselves as a spiritual community, we are pleased to tithe 10% of the offering collected today to Unity FM and to Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute. Let us take a moment now to bless our tithes and love offerings, holding them in our hands or perhaps placing them next to our hearts as we say our offertory prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
I've traveled many a mile and I haven't found a home. I've traveled many a mile, no seeds unsown. I've traveled another mile till I finally found my home. With imagination, I'll get there. I started with a dream, but came to a decision. Started with a dream, but now I have a mission. I have a goal to see beyond my vision. With imagination, I'll get there. I got to be strong to climb that next hill. I got to be strong, my fate to fulfill. And for my strength, stronger than my will be. With imagination, I'll get there. Hey, in my Father's house, no harsh words are spoken. In my Father's house, no vows are broken. In a holy place, my soul like beams open. With imagination, I'll get there. Oh, when weary is your world, go and spin another. When weary is your world, there's heaven to discover. For here on earth, we are sister and we're brother. With imagination, we'll get there. And if I stand alone, to my cause I'm loyal. If I stand alone, either common or royal, 'cause I'm not afraid to cross this sea of toil. With imagination, I'll get there. With imagination, I'll get there. Repeat after me. With imagination, I'll get there. With imagination, I'll get there. With imagination, imagine the music playing. I'll get there. With imagination, I'll get there. Thank you, Ron. We give thanks for the many blessings that are in the church this very moment. We open ourselves to the infinite possibilities that are ours to choose. We are filled with a mighty faith that empowers and frees us to live our divine purpose and serve our community with excellence. So it is.
So I hadn't planned to say this, but you know what? We give thanks for our spiritual teachings all the time. We give thanks for our spiritual tools, but I'm not sure as a community we're really using them. So let's use them to see the sanctuary, as Lydia had offered as a prayer. Let's use our tools to see the sanctuary filled. We know what a good thing we've got going on, right? We know that there's incredible content in our Unity teachings. We know what a lovely and gracious and inviting community we have. We know how beautiful our building is. So let's use our tools collectively to imagine our influence growing to more and more people. Are you with me on that? Okay, excellent. So we're gonna make that our ongoing assignment. Speaking of beauty, I want to thank Linda McCabe for the beauty of her work that's been up in our sanctuary. It's coming down today, but we've all been so, I think, nourished by her artwork, which she generously offers.